Hey guys, welcome to the video today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm David Mathas, but you guys already know that because you're tuning into my channel. Anyways, I want to say how much I appreciate all you guys following along. Those of you who have been subscribers for a while, new subscribers, all you guys, I appreciate you guys so much. I can't even tell you. If you aren't a subscriber, please like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that little notification button too. So today, we just pulled up to the gym, as you saw. Actually, it was kind of depressing yesterday. I had to break up with my gym. This gym has been my home gym for over 2.5 years now. So many great relationships here with people, the other gym goers, the management, the staff, everybody. I love them to death. But as many of you guys know, I'm going to be moving over to the other side of the bay, over to Tampa pretty soon, and they require 60 days notice, so I had to start doing that because I'm going to be moving in May. So I still am going to be working out here, but I had to sever those ties. I had to do that breakup. Sometimes it's harder than breaking up with a significant other, but now this gym has been a life changer for me. It's really helped me turn my life around, and I can never thank these people here enough. But anyways, so today we are going to do some benching. A little bit of back work and everything, so there's gonna be some highlights coming. I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of my warm-ups, show you some clips and everything, and then talk a little bench talk after. So hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I hope you enjoy. A huge shout out to A7, all my buddies over there. Wearing the Americana shirt today, the bar grip, if you can see it on the back. But this really helps, especially when you go to commercial gyms or just regular gyms like this, not powerlifting based gyms. The benches aren't really the widest, they're not the grippiest, so these shirts come in excellent handy, not just for squats but for benching as well. So I got the Americana on today, I got my red Monster. I usually do whites on bench day, but this is all I had left, so I do reds on squat day, blue on deadlift days, white on bench days. You can call it a little quirk that I have, but it seems to help me, so I'm going to keep doing it. But huge shout out to A7. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are really up and coming, and big things ahead for y'all. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of my warm-up. And one thing that I don't think people take too seriously during the warm-ups for bench is actually warming up their lats. The lats play a huge role in a powerful bench for stabilization and power. And it's not all coming just from your chest and shoulders, guys. Warm up those lats, get them firing, get some blood pumping in there so that you can use them to their fullest advantage. Here I'm also just warming up my shoulder, trying to get some mobility and flexibility in it. That way I have a healthy rotator cuff and I don't tear anything, because I was planning on doing some pretty heavy loads for me today. Another thing I like to do is I like to get on the ground and I like to actually stretch out my hips, my lower back, my glutes. The reason being is not a lot of people think of your glutes as being a very active part of the bench, but it is, guys. Especially when you're set up in a powerlifting position. You don't realize it, but you're driving your feet down, you're driving your glutes, activating them so hard that a lot of people sometimes get cramps in them, and it kind of affects their bench because of that. So don't neglect your lower body on bench day for warming up. Here I also like to do some back extensions, some whatever you call these, yoga poses, whatever, but it helps me loosen up my lower back so I can kind of get that arch on the bench that I need. Still keeping my butt on it, but trying to get that powerlifter arch, and I don't want to have anything lock up back there because I already have a little issue in my left lower back, and I'm trying to do everything I can to prevent that from getting worse. I also like to try to warm up my triceps. Obviously you guys know triceps are a huge part of a bench press, but what this is also doing is it's actually warming up my elbow too. A lot of times when you get that heavy load on the bar, you don't think about the stress and the tension that it puts on your elbow as well. So you want to get those joints lubricated, you want to get them nice and loose so that they can be worked through their full range of motion and give you the most power output. And this is just another way that I like to loosen up my shoulders, kind of get some more flexibility and mobility in them. I don't know what you call these particularly. I call them Y pulls, but they really loosen up my traps, kind of get my shoulders really working, ready to fire, ready to put up some big weight, hopefully. And here I'm just doing some warm-up sets with 135. If you guys will notice later on and everything, my warm-up setup is exactly the same as when I'm doing my heavy working sets. I go through the same cues in my head, I set up the same way, I get my same foot position, flex the glutes, get my same back tension on the bench, and I go through everything the same. I practice as I play, my warm-ups all the way through my working sets. And here I went up in weight a little bit, still doing some working sets. At this point, guys, I'm not doing a whole lot of reps though. I'm saving those reps for later on in my heavy working sets. So I basically only do about what I'm gonna be actually working with later on, maybe 1 or 2 more. But I wanna conserve that energy so I can put the most maximal force into my workout so that I can get the most out of my bench. So what you saw a little bit is just some warm-ups and everything. I treat my warm-ups just like I do my working sets, guys. Setup and everything. Doesn't matter if it's 135 pounds or 225, whatever it is, right? So what the goal of today's workout is, we're gonna work up to some heavy doubles, probably at about an RPE of 8.5, and then do some back down sets after that. Really trying to get my body used to handling that heavier load. That's something that, coming from an athletic, like basketball, baseball, cross-country type background before, and bodybuilding, my body's not used to holding those heavy weights in my arms, picking them off the floor, putting them on my back, and that's what I need to train. I need to train my central nervous system to get used to those heavy loads. So that's kind of the goal of today's workout. So I hope you guys get something from the clips. I'll be back later and we'll talk a little bit about how the workout went and some other stuff. So like I said before, guys, bench is never really my strong thing, but in the last 4 or 5 weeks or so, I've really noticed that it's been the one lift that has been progressing pretty well to my liking. Here I'm working at 220. They're going up pretty smooth. I could definitely do more. I probably got another 5 or 10 left in the tank, but what I'm doing here is I'm working on the fluid motion. I'm trying to get that technique down. And as you see, I'm coming up here, and I'm kind of holding it there for a minute. That's what I was talking about, getting that central nervous system primed to hold that heavy weight. So here's just another view. Here's a second set, I believe, same weight. Just kind of watch, see how I arch up there? What I'm doing is I'm creating that shelf. I'm creating that tension in my back so that I can get a nice solid positioning on the bench and just add to extra stability that I can use to pack my lats and use that power to push that weight up even more. So it goes up, once again holding it for a little bit just to get that stimulation. So a tip that you want to think about before you bench to stretch is your glutes and your hips. A lot of people don't think about this, but when you're setting up for a bench and your feet are wide and you're really pushing through the floor, you're using a lot of your glutes, right? A lot of it to squeeze, get that extra stability. A lot of people cramp up when they're benching because their glutes are too tight, right? So here's a tip. Don't just stretch out your chest, don't just stretch out your shoulders, stretch out your glutes too, and your bench will really benefit from it. So now that I got my top working sets out of the way with my singles, I dropped it down in weight a little bit to, I believe this is about 210, and just working some doubles here. Same concept, just trying to overload my chest a little bit, get that central nervous primed to holding that heavy weight and doing multiple reps so that later on I can start progressing and getting heavier because my body's used to that stimulus. It looks like it was slow, guys, but I was kind of purposely doing that because I also wanted to practice that pause for competition style. And here afterwards I moved on to some chest flies for some accessory stuff, as well as, I love these, the standing chest supported row. It gets the full width of my back. I've seen amazing back development because of this. And since yesterday I deadlifted, this is a great accessory to add in. Okay guys, so I want to give a little review of how the bench session went today. It was pretty good actually. Hit some singles at 220, felt pretty smooth, about an RPE of 8 or so. Bench has never really been a strong point for me, so I feel actually the last 4 weeks or so, I've taken a big leap in my bench. Now my squat and deadlifts aren't going up nearly as much, but that happens when you power lift, guys. You're gonna have fluctuations in how quick your lifts go up, right? Some days, some months, bench is gonna go up faster, some squat, some deadlift, so you gotta take it as it comes and celebrate the victories as you get them. So did that, worked down, did some back down sets, did some 5 sets of doubles, and then did a couple sets of 5 after that. So feeling pretty good. Gonna move on, do some accessory stuff, work some back. I wanted to take a time to review the A7 bar grip shirts a little bit. Guys, I know I mentioned it earlier in the video on the way in and stuff, but these things are amazing. First of all, shout out to the guys at the company. Amazing company, man, just big things for your future. So glad we got to connect and finally meet each other at the Arnold. You guys are great dudes. Look forward to trying to help you guys out with your business as much as possible. But guys, if you are a smaller guy, kind of like I am, like I'm not a really wide guy, right? So trying to get stability on the bench is often tough for me, especially if you work out in like a commercial gym where you can't use chalk, which I don't know why I do this, but soon I'm going to be at just a powerlifting gym, so it'll be okay. But these shirts, the bar grip shirts, are really good because, guys, I've never felt more stable when I am benching than when I'm wearing the bar grip shirts. So they're not just for squats. Work tremendously for bench. Actually, I would almost venture to say they're better for the bench than they are for squats. But guys, you can't go wrong with them. This one's the Americana, representing America. What up? But just a great company, guys. Go check them out. They got knee sleeves, deadlift slippers. They've got compression pants, sweatpants, squat shorts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, wrist wraps, everything. Just a phenomenal quality. I really enjoy training in their equipment. So I definitely think it's helped my bench and helped my my squat overall, just feeling more stable. So that's my shout out to A7. Y'all rock. Thank you guys for everything. So I guess, you know, I'm probably gonna end the video here a little bit. Overall, really good training session. I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I'm gonna probably do some rehab, some recovery stuff, maybe try to get a massage in. We'll see what happens, but I'm gonna finish up some back and do a little bit more chest accessories and stuff too. But just wanted you guys to know, like, if you guys are frustrated at all with your training, you're not alone, guys. It happens from time to time, right? Not every day is going to be perfect, but you know what you can do? You can make every day that you go in there as perfect as possible for that given day. Give it everything you have. If you're feeling tired, you're feeling weak, you know what? Still show up, still give it everything you got, because those crappy days are going to add up and they're going to help your better days and make the best day in the future even better. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you guys need any coaching for training or nutrition, you can contact me in the description box below. I'll give my information. Please leave some comments. If you guys have any tips to help me with my bench, I'm all ears. I'm a coach, but you know what? Part of being a good coach and a good trainer is also listening to other people and taking in all bits of advice. So I give you guys that same bit of advice. Listen to everybody. Take what works for you and use it. So me, I just, you know, I want to get to be the strongest and best version of me possible. So reach out to others and make that happen. But you guys, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you guys got something out of this, please like, subscribe, and share if you did. And I'll be back with another video here soon. Take care.